This is going to be my Project 20 pan update. This is after 4 weeks, which would be 1 month of progress. I forgot to mention in my last update about the price of the items that I finished up. So the first one, this is the Body Drench Candylicious Lemon Drop Lip Balm. I finished this guy up in the first 2 weeks update, and I think these retail for like $2. They're super cheap. So $2 here, and then the other item that I finished was the Clinique Happy Roller Ball, and I believe these are $20. So in the first 2 weeks I finished $22 worth of items. So let me show you the products that I finished up in the past 2 weeks. I have 3 of them. So this first one, this is the Buxom Lip Gloss in the shade Dolly. And I actually ended up taking out the stopper right here. There's a little drop at the bottom, but I mean, it's a very insignificant amount. I can't get it out even with my little beauty spatula thing. So we're just gonna call this quits. I'd much rather just move on to something else. This was very nice. I do have a backup of one of these, so I'm okay with this being used up. But let's see here, the Buxom lip gloss, like calculated from the full size and how many ounces is in this one. This was $9.50. So this has half of these little minis that you can get. They have half of the amount of product that a full size does. So there's a lot of product in here compared to the big ones. And then the other item, this is the Sephora retractable waterproof black eyeliner, and these retail for $13. Let's see, the last guy here, this is the Nars little mini sample of the Laguna bronzer, and I went through this pretty quick, and this retails based off of the full size. This is 2.5 grams is about $11.90, so I just rounded this up to $12 for this guy. So for these 3 products, it was $34.50. So everything here after 4 weeks, I have $56.50 that I've used up, which is insane. But I'm kind of bummed that I'm not further than I am. Items that I have not yet finished. This first one, this is my Laura Mercier Protect Foundation Primer, and this is where I started. This is after 2 weeks, and I'm all the way down to here. This probably only has 3 or 4 more uses in this, and then it should be finished up. My Revlon Photo Ready foundation in the shade 002 Vanilla. Now, I'm making a lot more progress on this than I normally would, just because I'm trying to have a fuller coverage than this provides with just 1 layer. So I'll put a pump and a half down, let it dry down for just a little bit, and then I'll put another pump over my face just to build up the coverage. So obviously you can see I'm using about the same amount every time, where I started 2 weeks, 4 weeks right now. So there's that. Onto my concealers, I have 2 of them. This one is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. I used a little bit more of this one this week just because I used it all over the face instead of just basically in the under eye area. So that definitely helped me use this up a lot. And the great thing about this is that it's pretty much the same shade as this foundation, so they blend really well together. Then I have my Covergirl and Olay Concealer Balm in the shade Fair Light. On this one, as I do with all of my stuff, I put the cap up here and then I measure it against the thing. So I'm pretty even on this too. I have a little bit less progress on this product this time around, just because this used to have like a tip kind of, and I wore that down using underneath the eyes for brightening and everything. So this guy, I probably have like a week's worth until it hits the plastic, and then I'll try and use down inside of the product just a little bit. I don't know how far down I'll get in there or how far down I want to go, but yeah, I'm excited with the progress on this one. And then I just had, this was combined as 2 items because, you know, there wasn't that much product in this concealer balm to begin with. This is my Benefit Fake Up little deluxe size sample. I didn't mark on this because it didn't come with very much product, but when you roll it down, I'm to there. Did I mark on this? I thought I marked on here. Maybe I didn't. There just wasn't that much product. So I'm gonna roll it up and use the product that's down on the inside here, but I'm just showing you it's almost flush with the plastic holder right there. And then this is exciting for me. I was wondering when this was gonna happen because I've been using this powder for a couple weeks straight now with a huge dip in it and nothing was happening, nothing was happening. And then on my MAC Studio Fix powder, this is in the shade NW18. I did hit pan on it earlier this week. I didn't show you guys the inside of this in my weekly makeup basket because I didn't want to ruin the surprise. So there is the pan. So there is a lot of product in here still. I'm a little nervous that this is going to be finished up since it took me so long to hit pan. This pan on these Studio Fix powders is really deep. Like I said, this has the same amount of product in here. This has 15 grams of product, which is 1.5 of the, like, usually I use the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. Those have about 10 grams, so this has 1.5 of those powders in it, so that's a lot of product. And those usually take me about, you know, 2.5 months, maybe 3 months to finish up, so I'm a little nervous on that one. Then I have my Maybelline Dream Bouncy Blush. This is in the shade Orchid Hush. Ugh. I'll just admit it, I'm overusing this on my eyes to use this crap up and get it out of my life. Hopefully by the next update in 2 weeks, this should be finished up. But just wanted to mention that. And then I have this eye base. This is my MAC Fluidline in the shade Catch My Eye. Typically, when you purchase a MAC Fluidline, you buy them as a gel eyeliner in like brown or black or blue or something. But this one, I got this one around the holidays. Was it last year? It could have been the year before. I can't remember, but it's very light. It's a grayish taupe shade and it has some gold sparkly shimmery pieces in it. So I just use this one. I'll run either my finger in it and put it all over my lid and run it underneath my bottom lash line, or I'll get the brush that came out of the Naked 3 palette and I'll use the fluffy like blending part and just run this into my crease over the top of my eyeshadow. Sometimes I'll put it down underneath eyeshadow, but it's usually over the top so I can have the gold sparkle showing through. So that's why I've been using this. You're probably not going to be able to tell very much. I mean, like right there, you can see against the edge over here, I've made progress. This used to be up against the top. So the dip in there is a little bit bigger, but I'm trying to use the product against the edge, like over on this side. So yeah, it's probably not going to be very noticeable for a couple more weeks. And then onto my eyeshadow. This is my MAC Rice Paper eyeshadow. It's this one down here. The pan on this is a bit bigger. You might want to go back and check, but the, let me see if I can wipe just the pan part so you can see it a little better. Yeah, it's definitely bigger, but this is probably going to be around for at least a month. I'm probably going to have to end up repressing it when I get this part used up a little bit more over on this edge. So I don't mind repressing powders, so it won't bother me to have to repress this. I've never had any change of consistency when I do it with mine, so I don't mind repressing that. I'll probably have to repress it once or twice before the end of this project. And then onto my lip products. I have the MAC Sheen Supreme in the shade Pret A Pretty. Now, I didn't use this one very much just because I was focusing on some of my other ones, but this is what I have left in this guy. So, decent amount, but it's a very light shade to wear, and it won't be too hard to use up once I start focusing on it. So, the one that I was focusing on is this little guy here. This is my Nars Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in the shade Sex Machine. Now, the last time that I sharpened this, the kind of lip product actually came out of the pencil, but it was just on my counter. So I picked it up and I smushed it in there. So I probably have one more sharpening left in here, but this actually isn't too bad, and this kind of changed my mind on these Nars lip pencils, and I actually picked up a set of them from the VIB sale. So I actually do like that. And what I pair over that, because it's a little bit too dark for me, this MAC lipstick in the shade Naturally Eccentric. Now, at the last updates, I was measuring it on the marks on here. So when I started, it was at the top of this gray line. After 2 weeks, I was at the bottom of the gray line. And now, when I put it up against here, I'm about halfway down the yellow section of the design on the package. So that's how I'm measuring it. Like I said, I've been pairing these two together mostly, so when this one's finished up, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be pairing with this, but maybe I'll just throw one of my lip glosses over the top or something. So that's my progress on that one. My Nars lipstick, this is my Nars Jungle Red lipstick. My progress is right here. When I started, I was at this top black mark, and then after 2 weeks I was there, and now I'm at the very bottom mark there. I'm not making very much progress on this. I only wear this about 2 times a week, so as you can see, I'm right up against that bottom mark. When it gets closer towards like Christmas and stuff, that's when I usually wear more brighter berry or red lipsticks, so I think that I will be okay with this. It's just making me a little nervous with this teeny minuscule progress that I've been making. Next, I have my lip glosses that are left. This is the Jordana Lip Out Loud lip gloss. Like I said, every time I mention this, the sticker ripped off. I am going to make a point to stop at Walgreens this week and find out what the name of this darn lip gloss is, because I feel so silly every time that I show this that I haven't went over there yet. So I started up at the top 2 weeks after 4 weeks. Now, this was sitting sideways in my purse, so the product is kind of sitting like that in there. But once it settles, it's at this mark. So this, hopefully, I'll be focusing on this one this next 2 weeks. So hopefully this guy will be finished up. And then the other lip gloss, I didn't make much progress on this after, you know, I was focusing most of my attention on this guy. This is my Buxom Lip Gloss in the shade Pucker Up. When I started up there, after 2 weeks, and then was barely down there at 4 weeks, so I really like this shade, so it's alright. And then my last item that I have left here, this is my Victor Renault Flower Balm. I thought that I would be down to the bottom part of the metal, but I'm not down there yet. It's alright. It's an expensive perfume, but I have noticed the last couple times that I sprayed this, it almost smells like it's trying to be just a teeny bit more alcohol-y kind of a scent. So I definitely, like I said when I first started this, I want to use this. I've had this one around for I think at least 2 years. So this guy definitely needs to be used up, and used up ASAP. So it's just too expensive to savor it and only use it like once a month. So that is my update after 4 weeks. I will see you guys in another 2 weeks. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.